Hey yo, what is up, everybody? We got a awesome podcast for you guys. We are going to be talking to one of NLCA's very successful students. Her name is Ashely. She's absolutely dominating it in our Master Coach program, which is our higher level program. And we're going to have a little chit chat, a little conversation about her journey to success as an online fitness coach. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, y'all, here we are. As you guys know, we already did the introduction, but Ashely, before we dive into all questions, give us a little 60-second background of yourself.
Oh, 60 seconds. So I'm actually prior law enforcement. I did that for 5 years, was on the warrant service team. I thought that was where I was going to spend the rest of my career. I worked with my own personal online coach for a couple of years, and she changed my life. And that's where my passion for coaching really began. I started as a side hustle with law enforcement, and then realized that once I got into the family planning stage, I wanted something a little more stable where I knew I was going to be coming home every night. Not to get not to get too dark. And yeah, so I knew I wanted to do that, but I knew the income wasn't there. And that's how I got involved with NLCA. To really take my business off the ground because I knew how to coach. I had no clue what I was doing business wise.
100%. So, all right, we go down this path of law enforcement, and we're like, this is it. This is my career. I'm going to get the pension, the whole 9 yards. And then you actually became a client of another online coach, and then you had this aha moment. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. She's actually worked with you guys through all the way through Master Coach. So that's how I
Oh,
got introduced.
let's
Yeah.
go. Do you want to name drop or no?
Yeah, sure. Samantha Warren.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's really
Yeah.
awesome. Talk us through that aha moment, because there is a lot of people listening right now who haven't made the switch but want to make the switch. What was like the end all be all for you?
Yeah, just really having the freedom and the time with family and friends. As passionate as I was about law enforcement, even making decent money, I just really wanted to be able to buy back that time with family and friends because you can't get it back. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to, don't get me wrong, I didn't just up and quit my job. It took me a minute to get comfortable enough to do that. But really it wasn't until I started in the beginning with the old apprenticeship program through NLCA. And I was like, okay, Chad told me, if I can make the desired income that I want for 2 months, then I need to give myself space to leave full time and really grow. And I did it. I actually surpassed my income goals. I was only making like 2,000 to 3,000 on the side, not really charging what it was worth. And the first thing that I got told was you need to charge what your services are worth. And that was money mindset was tough for me. And because I didn't make enough money to be dropping $400-500 on a fitness program. And
Right.
so I did that and then instantly bumped up to 9K my first month in NLCA. And now here we are. I just hit a 26K month, and we've been steady with that for a few months. So in less than a year, all this has changed.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And we'll break all that down. I love the beginning stories though. So you are in law enforcement, you're doing this as a side hustle, right? So you're doing them in tandem. Did you join NLCA right away, or were you doing this on your own before NLCA?
Yeah, I was actually doing it on my own for about a year. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be really vulnerable and embarrassing right now. I was charging $20 a month for coaching.
I was there once too.
Okay. I didn't see, I knew there was value there, but I didn't really know what to do. So that's what I was doing. Friends and family coaching at $20. Thought I was doing big things when I bumped it up to $50 a month.
We're doubling our profits.
I know. That seems crazy now.
In retrospect, why do you think you undervalued yourself?
Like I said, just really struggling with that money mindset. I made decent money in law enforcement, enough to like pay the bills, maybe go out a couple times. And for me personally, it wasn't something I was going to be able to spend, hundreds of dollars a month on. And that's why it took me so long to start asking other people to pay me that.
Yeah. Where, if you don't mind me asking, where does the money mindset stem from, or the lack of at this point in your journey? Where did it stem from?
Just never really, I guess, never really having the funds to do the things that I wanted necessarily or knew that I needed. So asking someone else to really put that aside and, push past their fears was challenging for me.
Yeah, 100%. It was one of the big things for me as well. I struggled with that huge. My parents were low middle class in actually a really wealthy neighborhood, but they both had to work in order for us to live there and get the schooling. And I always lived off of like, what coupons can we cut, and things of that nature. But all right, it's a side hustle. At what point did you get introduced into NLCA, and what made you say, you know what, I should probably get some help here?
Yeah. So I talked to Sam. I was like, you did the dang thing. You built a business, you left in-person training, and she was like, yeah, NLCA really helped me with that and really helped me build out my systems. Because I told her, I was like, I have so many questions about like how to do everything, and this is not your job. Your job is not to be a business consultant, right? And so she gave me y'all's information and got me in touch with an enrollment specialist. And I was the annoying person who couldn't commit on a call. I very much like was like, oh, I need to think about it. Oh, I need to run numbers. And that was all very much a smokescreen for my insecurities and investing in myself and knowing and not really just being unsure of the future and where that would take me.
What so literally that's like 99% of people, right? They say I got to talk to the spouse, it's too much money, it's all a smoke screen.
Yeah.
What was the moment where you're like, you know what, I should do this? Like, did we do something? Did you do something? What was that moment?
Yeah, you hooked me up with the enrollment specialist that hooked me up with a current client, Jaden. And just talking to her about her journey and what her reservations were and how she worked through it, I was like, you know what, this girl is kicking ass. Like I can do it too. I'm not gonna sell myself short. I know I'm a hard worker, and the only way I'm gonna fail is if I just don't go after it. And so I
Yeah.
took that. And your guaranteed help, right? Knowing that knowing that there was a safe blanket there. So
And you didn't have to use it. That's the good news.
no, even in Master Coach, I haven't thank goodness. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Believe it or not, a very small percentage of people have had to use it. It's like 1.6% or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it
But
works.
all right, so you join NLCA. What are the feels right in the beginning? Like, what are you thinking? What are you experiencing? What was that initial like first month like?
Overwhelmed at first. It was just like, oh my gosh, like Kayla talks about shiny object syndrome, like, oh my gosh, I gotta fix everything all at once. And just really having like group calls with coaches who have been there, done that, to lead you down and tell you like, no, this is the one thing that you need to focus on to move your business forward. That's what really helped lock me in on what needed to get done. And from then I was like, okay, because they asked me, how fast do you want to grow, right? And I'm like, let's go. Let's rock and roll. I'm not here to slow roll this. And so I actually just continued to upgrade. So I was an apprentice, and then I went to Mastery Accelerator, and I was like, nah, I need to keep going. And so now I'm a master coach, and I feel like I'm with my people, with where they're continuously making me want to level up and just get to their level. And I love the healthy competition. It's fun.
Yeah. So you did 9K in month one. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of other people that want to make 9K in a month, especially in the 30-day turnaround. What would you say are like the three things that you focused on to get to that point?
Really solidifying my offer was huge. And so you said three things: solidifying my offer, lead generation, money mindset, and just mindset as a whole. I really had people telling me that I was throwing my career away and that I was just what, like, they thought I was just gonna be playing on a computer, like the older generation who didn't really understand the value in this. And so I had to really just tune that out and focus on myself. And if I would have just let people beat me down, I wouldn't be where I was at today.
Yeah. A lot of people can't make it through that. So this was what, parents, friends telling you like, what the heck are you doing?
Mostly like parents, grandparents, stuff like that. Thankfully, my fiance is very supportive. My friends were very supportive. So I think, at least having that baseline support was huge.
What kept you pushing through? Are you the type of person where you're like, I'm going to show you, or was there something else that pushed you through that?
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to show you. Just watch. I even in law enforcement, they were like, the recession's coming up. Are you sure you want to leave this solid income? And that was a big thing for me, and why it actually took me the full 2 months of making the income that I needed before I like took the plunge. A little bit about like my childhood backstory. We actually grew up probably until I was about 5, really wealthy. And then like the economy crashed and my dad's in contracting and housing and stuff. And we went from living very, very nice to all of a sudden like clipping coupons, not being able to go do things. And so that scarcity and not knowing if I was going to be able to pay my bills or do that, it really took me back to that place. And it was hard to get away from a solidified paycheck.
Yeah, well, fear is a big motivator. I think a lot of people view fear as like this scary thing. We need to avoid it. But if I'm being honest, a lot of my success is predicated off of fear and using that as motivation to push me forward. And it sounds like much the same for you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Cool. All right. So we're crushing it. We're making 9K a month. We jumped to Accelerator. We jumped to Master Coach. In Master Coach now, you said you're doing 26K a month. Is that right?
Yeah, my last 3 months have been 25 to 26K.
Damn. Okay. What do you think are the biggest challenges that you've experienced along the way to going from, 0 to 9 to 26?
Really just solidifying staff, really just building out your company tenants, making sure that you're bringing in people who are a good culture fit and who you can trust too, because it can't always just be you. As I'm a control freak and I know that, and I like having my hands in everything and being just very hands-on, but knowing how to delegate and train other people to be up to my standard was really the key in moving past those like that 10K month to get up to where I'm at now.
Yeah, 100%. And you learn this also quickly, which is so cool. You referenced that Master Coach is your people. What makes that program different than the previous?
Yeah, it's just my therapist would be so mad at me for saying this. But
No.
they cannot, they are not settled. They're not settling with just being great. They always want to be better, and just like that atmosphere of what can I improve? What can I learn? And just always striving to be better. I truly just feel like you are the average of the people you surround yourself with. And I really feel like everyone in this group is a go-getter, ready to improve, ready to level up. And I relate to that a lot.
Why wouldn't your therapist like that?
She says I'm a perfectionist and I'm always wanting to improve.
Yeah. Well, who's making more money, you or her?
I know, right? I know.
Not to be brash, but
I'm here for it.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Yep.
All right. So we've talked a lot about your journey. We've talked a lot about your success. What are some of your favorite aspects of NLCA as a program? Like, what do you feel like makes NLCA different?
You are not teaching things that have not been tried and tested before. I have friends who have been a part of other business coaching programs, and I hear their complaints of, oh, I've invested this much money and I didn't get my return. But when you get into NLCA, the methods that you're being taught are tried and true and proven to work, and it shows with all the clients and their success. So that's my favorite thing, is knowing you've been through it.
Yeah, that's an important value for us. If we haven't done it, we're not gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah.
All right, we're winding down because, like I said, I just go off the cuff here, and whatever questions come to mind is what I say. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm losing some of the questions here.
Cool.
But a question that I love to ask individuals is, what would you tell Ashely, who's working her what did you work? Sorry, you were a cop, right?
Yeah.
Working her law enforcement job. She's back and forth on if she wants to make this a career or not. What would you tell that Ashely now?
Do it. Your wildest dreams are going to come true, and it's going to be a hell of a ride the entire time. Just trust yourself and go after it.
Hell yeah. What's one thing that's popped up that you didn't expect to pop up with your success?
That's a tough question. I don't know. What do other people typically say to this? I think really popped up. What I didn't expect is just growing my team the way I have and being someone who's over an actual organization and being like big CEO energy is what I like to what I like to call it. I never imagined. I thought it would just be me, maybe one other coach, and we'd be rocking and rolling. But
here we are.
here we are.
What's next for you?
Just really solidifying, this leadership phase 1, right? I mean, really getting my offer nailed down, getting my base level of employees, and then next level would be getting some managers in. So
let's go. I'm excited for your success. Like I said, I'm running out of questions in the question bank, but this has been great. I think you've helped a lot of individuals. Where can people find you?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Kessler Ashely, and my business is Alive by Ashely.
Hell yeah. Any parting words for the people?
Don't be scared. Get after it. You'll be thankful you did.
Let's go, y'all. Take Ashely's wide words. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See ya.